Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Some of the Pharisees and scribes said to Jesus, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." He said to them in reply, "An evil and unfaithful generation seeks a sign, but no sign will be given it, except the sign of Jonah the prophet. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale 3 days and 3 nights, so will the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. At the judgment, the men of Nineveh will arise with this generation and condemn it, because they repented and at the preaching of Jonah. And there is something greater than Jonah here. At the judgment, the queen of the south will rise with this generation and condemn it, because she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And there is something greater than Solomon here. The Gospel of the Lord. It's not surprising that the people of Israel in the book of Exodus would be frightened. And in great fright, they cried out to the Lord, "Why did you do this?" You can hear him in the background. "What were you thinking, God?" The people lacked faith, and they lacked trust. However, thank God for Moses. The Lord said to Moses, he told him what to do. Moses was obedient, even though he saw the Egyptians coming. He was steadfast and obedient. God said it, I will do it. He trusted before the sign occurred, before the sign of the Red Sea occurred, before the parting of the waters was done. That is the obedience of faith. When God says, you need to do this, or this is the right thing to do, but to everybody else, it doesn't look like the right thing. But you do it anyways, because it's what God said. The Gospel of Matthew, we can dig a little deeper. We wish to see a sign from you. Now, what's interesting here is in the text we read, sometimes the language can be, let's just say, nuanced in the scriptures. It says, this is an evil and unfaithful generation. The proper word in translations of the original text to this is, you're an adulterous group. That's horrifying. Adultery. It's one of the 10 commandments. This is an adulterous generation. The people are unfaithful because Jesus does not fit the mold that they're looking for. They're like Jonah. Jonah was angry. Jonah did not want to do what God asked him. And he was angry about it. And even though he carried out the mission, he did it not only reluctantly, but he also did it in anger. And if you read through the book of Jonah, which is a very short reading, he finished off angry, but at the end of the book, it sort of leaves you hanging. He's angry, and they leave it there. The question is, what happened to him after that? And it leaves a blank space for us. Perhaps we might be able to see that Jonah could have done the same thing that the Ninevites did. He could have repented. At the time, he wasn't ready to do it. But perhaps, as they close the book on Jonah, perhaps he did finally come to his senses and obey the Lord. Nineveh repented at his preaching, strangely enough. But Jonah couldn't get himself together that we know of. I hope he made himself well by repenting. And then for the naysayers, there's an old quote from the Song of Bernadette when we're talking about signs. For those who believe, no explanation is necessary, because it doesn't count. It's insignificant according to God's plan. He doesn't need to have it a necessity. We just have to have the faith. For those who believe, an explanation is not necessary. For those who do not believe, no explanation is possible.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquae merum isti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia.